Yeah.
And that's it.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Vern Tepe. Welcome to the Kane County Transportation Committee for February. This is Tuesday, February 17th at 9 a.m. For the roll call, I'd like to introduce our two new members and welcome them. Okay. First time really pronouncing her name publicly, but welcome to Jennifer Abatacola. Did I do okay?
You did excellent. It's a Batacola. The T is pronounced like a D, but you did great.
Okay. Well, welcome. Okay. And Kimberly Young. Kim, welcome.
Pronounced correctly. Sorry, Jennifer. No problem. My married name is Klaczynski. So
Let's go on with a roll call. Let's
Abatacola?
see how she does.
Batacola here.
Thank you. Caius,
Is present.
Leonard, Roth,
Roth here.
Young,
Young here.
Williams,
Here.
Iqbal,
Iqbal present.
Pepe.
Happy here.
If Madam Chair online.
Okay. For public comment, Mr. Leffler is on the agenda. I see appropriately attired.
Point of information, sir, is according to the agenda, remote attendance request and approval of minutes comes before public comment. Is that, we changed the agenda this morning?
I'm sorry, I got so excited.
He's so excited he wants to hear you, Jeff. Mike can get Jeff to.
Do we
No,
have any
Patrick.
remote attendance requests? No test, okay. Approval of minutes, Mr. Caius?
Chairman, this is Caius. I would ask for unanimous consent for the approval of the minutes from January 19th, 2026.
Any objection? Okay, minutes are approved. Public comment.
He's back.
Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. I'm just here to remind everybody that there's more than just cars out there on the road. There's bikes out there too. I have a goal for myself this month that I am going to use only one tank of gas. And so far, you know, there's been some cold days that I've had to drive around and gone a little further, but I'm 2/3 of the way through my tank and I'm going to try and make it the rest of the month without hitting empty. I hope everybody else sets similar goals. Writing here today was a blend of terror and wondering where I'm supposed to legally ride my bike on county property here. And there's a KDOT sign that's right out there that says no bikes. I don't know. How about we fix that so that people who choose to use biking as their mode of transportation can come here and not have to, I don't even know if it's no bike riding or if it's no bikes at all on the property. I don't know. And it'd be nice to have a place out front to park our bikes. So I'm not chaining it to a tree. That's all I got to say for today. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. And then Ken Shepro. Mr. Shepro, welcome.
I'm here at this moment as county historian. I don't have a semi-quincentennial minute for you today. I do want to call your attention, if you didn't see it yesterday in the Beacon, there was a story, this is even transportation oriented, that the National Park Service has certified in Campton Township the first officially known underground railroad site for runaway slaves before the Civil War. The Bartlett House is an article by Ms. Morrow that I'm trying to get a copy of if you haven't seen it. I think it would, it was very interesting. It's historic for Kane County and obviously a good follow on to the proclamation of Black History Month. In that respect, I would also note the passing of the Reverend Jesse Jackson, who was certainly a major figure in America when I was growing up, and some of you who probably don't remember him as well. So that is all I have to say today. put my state's attorney hat back on.
Okay, thank you. Moving on, finance, Ms. Young.
Good morning. The finance reports are included in the committee packet. Are there any questions on those?
Go ahead. Yeah, no questions? All right, let's move on. Maintenance, Mr. Way. Good morning.
Morning, Michael Way, Maintenance Superintendent for KDOT. You'll see in the monthly report kind of normal winter activities. I would like to highlight though, as of February 4th, our snowplow operations, we've been out 38 times and we use an estimated salt usage of about 6,800 tons. This time last year, we were out roughly 21 times with about 3,700 tons of salt usage. With that too, I'd like to highlight, Cargill, who is our representative for salt, has notified us that they are out of salt until approximately sometime in April. But not to stress, we have approximately 5,000 to 6,000 tons still under roof down at the CV Road pit location. So that is the reason that we always kind of have a reserve down there for situations like this. So that will pretty much, with the warm weather, get us through till April when we can start bringing the rest of the load in. But we did deplete some of our reserves of that salt, so we probably will do a bigger order next year tonnage wise to kind of build that reserve back up. So just so the board's aware of that. Any questions on the maintenance report?
You okay on salt?
We're good for now.
Mr. Chairman, this is Alan.
Yes, Ms. Allen?
May I just ask the question, are various townships and also have any of our townships bought some of that salt, and will they expect to be able to use it? In other words, is this all our salt, or are we sharing with people who helped us get better prices by ordering more salt?
I'm sure Mr. Way will expand upon this, but many of our township as well as municipalities utilize our salt contract because of pricing. Want to expand upon that a bit, Mike?
Yeah, so all the townships except one are on our contract. And then there are some local municipalities that are also on the contract. So they are all facing the same kind of shortfall. So we are in constant contact with all the township commissioners, making sure everyone has enough salt, kind of game planning. And there's only been one township that we had to loan a few tons of salt, a bomber load, 25 tons, and then we'll get it back from them when they start getting salt back in. But so we're in a constant talking with them, but so far everyone is doing okay. The school, I know like the schools are having issues getting salt, but I've talked to them too, and they're kind of cutting it with salt sand mix now and trying to stretch it as far as possible.
Thanks for sharing.
Thanks. You with resolutions?
Yep. Next is a adopt a highway applications. So this month we only have 3 new renewals and no new applicants, but staff recommends approval.
Caius would move.
Second?
Williams seconds.
Second? Any discussion? Think we can do a voice vote on this. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next, Mike.
Next before you is a resolution to approve the purchase of one 2026 F-250 truck cab and body for King County Division of Transportation, Unit 47. This is going to be via Sourcewell Cooperative for a purchase price of $68,405. I did put a $2,000 contingency in there. I don't expect to use it, but just because we're trying to lock in prices, we have that contingency in there. So I'm asking for a total of $70,405. This vehicle is used by one of our supervisors for daily activities and responding to emergencies. I would like to highlight with the Sourcewell contract, we are getting the body put on this, where normally we contract that out later. And we're saving about $7,000 by doing that, so.
Roth to make the motion. Moves. Second,
Caius,
Caius seconds. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Abeticola. Abeticola, aye. Caius,
Caius, yes.
Roth,
Roth, yes.
Young,
Kay Young, yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Pepe, yes.
Passes.
All right, next is a resolution to approve the purchase of one 2027 tandem axle dump trailer for King County Division of Transportation. KDOT staff worked with purchasing department to put out for bid the purchase of one tandem axle dump trailer. It layman terms, we call it the bomber trailer. It is a semi trailer that's used to haul debris, dirt work, anything like that. We are looking to use it to haul salt, so it can hold about 35 tons of salt. This is going to be adding a bomber or a dump trailer to our fleet. We have one currently that we're looking to repaint and rebuild. It's about 15 years old. We could repaint it, rebuild it, and it will service for another 15 years. And by adding two, it allows us to be more ready for severe storms, hauling salt shortages, and operation keeps growing. So we are looking to have two of these trailers in our fleet. MTM trailers out of somewhere in Southern Illinois came in at the lowest bidder at $58,227.34, and staff recommends approval.
Caius, move.
Mr. Caius moves.
Williams seconds.
William second. Any
Question?
discussion?
Yeah, maybe you can discuss a little on the prices. It looks like the MTM was considerably lower. Is that because it was quote, local in Illinois?
Yeah, so that price shocked us a little bit too. So we were wondering if there were some things missing out of it. So we did a lot of research on it. And what we found is Amstein and Taza, especially Taza, they are kind of like they find stuff for you and then they sell it to you at a markup. So they were actually selling us an MTM trailer for $74,000, and MTM is coming direct from the manufacturer. So MTM makes the trailer. Same thing with Amsta. They are going to buy an MTM trailer and then sell it to us at a markup. So
For the 58,000
yes,
as opposed
So-
to 75.
so and then we did look at our other co-ops and anything like that. And then there wasn't any local trailers on the co-ops. So that's why we decided to bid it out and compare the bid price to the co-ops. And actually Sourcewell, MTM, they're roughly the same price. I think the Sourcewell price was $2,000 more. So by bidding it, we saved about $2,000.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Abeticola. Abeticola, aye. Caius,
Caius, yes.
Leonard. I'm sorry, Roth,
Roth, yes.
Young,
Kay Young, yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Iqbal.
Iqbal, yes.
Passes.
Okay.
Next, and I think last, is a resolution to approve the deposit for 2027 tandem axle truck cab and chassis for Kane County Division of Transportation. This is our snowplow fleet. So I was hoping to get away from having to do deposits, but the market has gotten a little bit better. But what we're facing now is a lot of big companies are playing catch up, and there are new EPA regulations coming out in 28. So everyone is trying to buy trucks in bulk before those new EPA regulations, because it's going to add about $20,000 to the price of a truck. So they're seeing that the build spots for 27 are already halfway full. So we can lock in our build spot by putting a deposit down. So these 3 trucks were scored and meet the requirements for replacement and are in my proposed FY 27 budget. If for some reason we don't get all 3 trucks in the 27 budget, we can take part of the deposit and just put it towards the other trucks, or it's all refundable. But staff recommends the $5,000 deposit for each truck, so a total of $15,000. Staff recommends approval.
Roth moves.
Iqbal second.
Iqbal seconds.
Kay Young will
Discussion.
second it.
seconded.
Okay. I have a question.
Discussion, please. Mr. Iqbal.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to know, since the emission tests are no longer required for the vehicles through the federal executive order and so forth, and EPA cannot regulate this part of the emission, what's the impact on us, on the KDOT in terms of prices? Would the prices go down?
I've been talking to our three main body or truck builders. So Kenworth, International, Freightliner. They are all acknowledged that the regulations have gone away, but they are all moving forward with implementing the new regulations anyway. And so they said it's coming in 28, no matter what, these new EPA regulations for their builders at least. So part of the issue too is the new system is actually more effective than the current system, but it does add a price and it does increase the total length of the truck by about 10 inches, but it will cause less downtime with the depth sensors and the filters. So it will actually be better for us. So we'll pay more upfront, but in my opinion, I think we will save money in the long run with maintenance of the current DEF system that's out there. So.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Caius.
I'm guessing there's probably just, this is Caius, probably at least a couple of years of engineering already invested in whatever the packages they'll be selling next year or the year following. So they're not going to go back and re-engineer all that stuff even right away.
Yeah, the
Start
current
taking stuff off.
the system they're looking at has been in Europe for the last 10 years, I believe. So they have just kind of modified it for the American market. But yeah, they've been working on it since I think 2020, since COVID, is when we first alerted of the new system. And it's currently actually already out in like California and I think New York. So they're California's getting all the bugs out for us. And then we'll have a good system when it comes in place in 28.
This aspect of the supply chain has been screwed up now for at least 4 years and doesn't seem to be improving yet. But we'll see what happens. Just getting in place to get a truck is a challenge. So, any other more discussion? Roll call, please.
Batacola,
Patacola, aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes?
Roth,
Kate Young, yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Steffi, yes. Okay. Planning and programming.
I do.
Heidi, good morning.
Okay. All right, good morning. The full report is in your packet, and I have a few quick items I'd like to highlight. First, KCOM staff secured an additional $3.7 million for the Randall at Big Timber project. Secondly, the county received an honorable mention from the League of American Bicyclists through its Bicycle Friendly Community Program, recognizing progress toward national bike-friendly standards. And lastly, since January 1st, the Ride and Cane program is a full countywide program, coordinated program, and it's been a smooth transition with support from PACE and the RTA. Are there any questions before we move on?
Okay, just go ahead.
Okay. Next up is a resolution approving an intergovernmental agreement between the Illinois Department of Transportation and Kane County for the Illinois 47 Planning and Environmental Linkages Study. So the county received a $4 million statewide planning and research grant to conduct a Pell or Planning and Environmental Linkages Study in coordination with IDOT of Illinois 47 from Plank Road south to 88. It's a planning level evaluation of the corridor to look at transportation needs, potential improvement strategies and environmental considerations. Of the 4 million, 3.2 million is federal, and the balance of 800,000 will be covered by IDOT. Therefore, no county funds will be spent. Staff recommends approval.
Caius will move.
Smooth.
Second.
Seconds.
My-
Any discussion, Mr.
Just-
Caius?
Question, I thought maybe it was in the wrong committee there for a minute. the 47, Illinois Route 47 Planning and Environmental Linkages Study. And it's a study on how we're going to develop 47 as we grow and use it and be more efficient. Can you tell me a little bit more about the environmental linkages that are involved in this, the
Jen, do you
PEL
want to
study?
take this?
Sure. This is a new process that IDOT put out to develop what we used to call a feasibility study. So the PEL is a new process in which we are allowed to carry forward the environmental reports that we conduct during a feasibility study. Previously, we used to have to start the environmental studies over again when we started a phase 1, which is the next step after a feasibility study or a PEL. But the state did create this new process where we could carry forward those studies and not have to start from scratch in order to maintain federal eligibility in phase 1. So the PEL does include traffic studies, traffic counts, and also a lot of environmental studies as we start to develop design alternatives. And then we can carry all of those studies forward into a phase 1 once we complete the PEL.
Mr. Chair. Question.
Mr. Roth.
Is there expectation we'll save some money
Well, this costs us no money,
Yeah,
so.
it's,
Yes.
going forward since you don't have to restart the whole
Oh,
study?
absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Like $1, 10 million?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Rickard.
Yeah, I just wanted to add a little bit to the discussion. This is, again, as was mentioned, a federal grant has been applied towards it, as well as IDOT's paying the matching funds. But this is a joint effort. It's a effort that's not primarily led by the county. We are the lead agency in the aspect of administrating it, but we're going to be working really closely with all the municipalities up and down Illinois 47. This was funding that those municipalities requested. We have the executive director, Leslie Melendy, with us in the audience. And so Metro West, the council mayors, IDOT, Kane County, we're all coming together to try to start moving this project forward. Ultimately, this is not a Kane County project to implement. We're here to do the planning and the initial environmental and the initial aspects of the phase 1 engineering. Ultimately, this will be an IDOT project. So I wanted to just clarify that these funds that we received, we need to have a lead agency to move it forward. And the thought is that the county is best suited for that. The county has resources as well as have been involved with many federal projects, unlike some of the villages up and down the Illinois 47. So it's a joint effort, and that's why the executive director of Metro West is here. We're going to be all working together on moving this project forward.
Mr. Chair. Williams.
Mr. Williams.
Tom, I'm glad to hear this, but respectfully, isn't this about 30 years too late? I mean, take Elburn, for example. We've needed a bypass, and Elburn, through its own decision-making process, really run a good bypass. What's the route? How are you going to get there? Is it really feasible at this point in time?
Those are questions that the study hopefully will answer. Yes, there are some difficulties that have taken place. As many or some of you might have known, Anderson Road was supposed to be that bypass. There were initial studies that IDOT did in regards to 47, where we looked at different alternatives, working as communities together on this. Those alternatives have now been kind of, well, it's difficult to do. And even a western bypass, which some of those communities have discussed that they'd like to see, might be difficult to do because of the environmental aspects. There's forest preserves on the west side of Elburn. There's different type of other environmental features, but this is what the study has to look at. It needs to be brought to light for the communities and the residents in those communities, what those alternatives might be. Some of them might not be available, so you are very correct. But this will at least get us to the point where there's discussions, because we do know the traffic volumes on 47 are going to increase. Do we need to look at doing that with the existing center line? Perhaps. Is there another alternative? Perhaps. And that's what this study will take a look at.
Mr. Caius.
Caius, yeah, this strikes me as and to your point, the strategic plan that needs to be started and then carried on as we evolve through the planning process and the development of our county. So I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is almost like doing a strategic plan a little bit late, but so most valuable to have at any time, but the best time is, of course, in the past, but all we got is now. So, but good point.
Well, there are parts of Route 47 that are, building up, of course, and becoming,
Right.
I'm sorry, there are parts of Route 47 that are building up and getting more commercial types of activities,
As we
that's
speak.
going to slow it down because it's just primarily a 2-lane road. So, that's going to become a major corridor, or already is a major corridor on the west side of the county, and it's going to increase. So, yeah, watching this is going to be something that's going to take some time. They could use some bypasses, but I don't know where they'd put them around Elburn. Are they?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to go west, or you have to turn downtown Elburn into what downtown Yorkville is becoming. Downtown Elburn does not want that, I can assure you. So it'd be interesting.
Yeah. Mr. Rickard.
Yeah, I was just going to add to some of the comments that are being made. This may end up being concerning in some of the discussions that occur in the future. This will take a couple years to do. And there's a lot of different viewpoints from the various residents, from the various communities. There will probably be different viewpoints on how to approach this, even within this committee. As such, staff is very cautious about sticking our necks out in some regards. We really want to make sure that this is a multi-agency coordination effort, and that we do our due diligence to, as best we can, support IDOT in the steps they need to eventually in the future take in order to address the needs. The traffic volumes, as I mentioned, are going to increase, but there will be some political aspects to this. And so we're just kind of giving you a heads up.
I
All right. Yes.
2 quick questions. Maybe we're not talking about scope here, but will the study address the underpass north of 72, south of 72, north of 20?
This study will not address that specifically. That's being done in another phase 1 engineering that IDOT set aside. That area will move a little bit quicker. I don't know, Heidi, if you have any other aspects or updates to that, but everything north of Plank Road is part of another planning element that the Illinois Department of Transportation has set aside phase 1 engineering. As Ms. O'Connell mentioned, this is really for the feasibility study south of Plank Road to Sugar Grove.
Okay, do you have a date for the feasibility study for north of Plank Road?
I do not. I don't know if you've
Okay.
heard anything, Heidi. Heidi coordinates with IDOT on that, but it's
Yeah,
still in its
it's-
beginning stages.
Yeah, it is in the beginning stages. It's in their MYB, which is their 5-year program. So phase 1, they do have money allocated for phase 1. I think it is this year. And then they'll continue that. They want to make it 4 lanes, from what I understand.
My second question was north of Plank Road, so I'll skip it.
Okay, I was just going to add to what Heidi said. Typically, when you start phase 1, you're looking at least 5 to 10 years before you see construction. So we're in the very early stages of that aspect too.
And you are aware of how dangerous that underpass is. It's too narrow.
And I'm sure that there's reasons why IDOT feels like they have to move forward. I think there's different aspects to that. Capacity is one of the main issues.
Okay, thank you.
Well, while we're on the discussion, what is the plans for Route 20? Is Route 20 being expanded all the way out to and beyond 47? Or
Right now, IDOT
IDOT's plan.
and right now, IDOT is focused on just doing what I would call intersection improvements and safety improvements along US 20. There have recently just been completed some improvements just west of Randall Road. There are some improvements too, where there's some federal funds to put in a roundabout in the Pingree Grove area, and the council of mayors, Heidi and her team, are currently working on that aspect as well. And so there are some improvements, but the widening is still a very long ways off.
Well, it'll be a mess when it starts, I'm sure. Okay, everybody need to be reminded what we're voting on.
Sure.
This is a resolution approving an intergovernmental agreement between the Illinois Department of Transportation and the County of Kane for Illinois Route 47. Roll call, please.
Batacola? Batacola, aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Roth,
Roth, yes.
Young,
Kay Young, yes.
Jess?
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Hey, Kurt, you gonna take over on this one?
That's right. I'm
Introduce our speaker or?
pinch hitting for Heidi today. Heidi Files. This item is related to our ongoing effort to update the impact fee program, which we're required to do under state statute. Most recently, we prepared and presented land use assumptions that establish proposed growth in households, in population, and employment in our area. And then we held a couple of public hearings in November and in January for public input, again, as required by statutes. The Impact Fee Advisory Committee then met on January 22nd and voted to recommend these land use assumptions to the county board for approval, which is before you today. These growth assumptions are ultimately used as inputs into our traffic demand model that will identify deficiencies and evaluate impact fee eligible projects. Our consultant in this endeavor is Parametrics. Jeff France is here. He's prepared a quick presentation, an overview of the process to go over those land use assumptions and also walk us through what the next steps are.
Thank you, Jeff. Good morning.
I'm sorry, is your microphone on? Can you speak right into it? It
You'll have
probably
to
is.
adjust it right to
Put it
your.
right up.
Oh,
there.
okay. I was warned I needed to be really, there we go. Actually, I think I'm scaring myself now, but so good. Anyway, good morning. Next slide, please, Kurt. So as noted, we're here to talk about the land use assumptions for the impact fee program update. Land use is one of the primary inputs to our travel demand model that helps us identify and predict the number of trips on the county highway system. Kane County has used CMAP, or Chicago Metropolitan Agency for Planning's forecasts in the past. They are the federally designated metropolitan planning organization for Northeastern Illinois. Those forecasts, the land use forecasts, typically break down the data into three components: households, population, and employment. And those numbers, the CMAP numbers, have been through a publicly vetted process. So they've had a lot of analysis and a lot of exposure to the wider public for input and adoption or changes that consider that input. Next slide. So we began our process by looking, at the last impact fee program update in 2022. That process began by using CMAP's 2050 adopted numbers. At that time, those numbers were a 2018 series of data. As part of the public process with that update, there were some adjustments made that were reflected in the 2020 and 2030 forecasts that were used to help identify deficiencies on the highway system. The county board adopted those numbers in 2021. So when we began the 2027 impact fee program update, we looked at, again, CMAP's latest series of data, which are which were updated in 2023 most recently. And we ended up applying the same adjustment factors that were used in the last update to the current forecast. So that input, that public input that was received during that last update process was, we thought, valid information still, and we carried those forward and made a few adjustments in a few township locations. What we did though for the 20-year forecast, which is part of the state statute, we need to look out 20 years. We held the CMAP totals for the 2045 and just applied those changes to the interim years. Kurt, there we go. Prior to coming to the committee today, as Kurt mentioned, we needed to have a public hearing and then bring the recommendations and the feedback from the public hearing to the Impact Fee Advisory Committee. That public hearing process is required under the state statute for both the land use as well as for the comprehensive roadway improvement plan, which will be our next step. So we held kind of a hearing on two fronts, both a virtual public hearing. So we had an online website that was set up and was available for review and public comment from November 4th through the 19th of last year. And then from December 31st through January 15th of this year. We had 96 unique visitors into the site in November. We had 58 in January of this year. We also held two in-person public hearings, one on November 18th for a 3-hour period, and then again on January 14th for a 3-hour period. Throughout that process, we actually received no comments, no direct comments on the land use data. So we had no adjustments that we needed to make based on any kind of public or local government input. So this next series of 3 slides, which I think are in your packet, are just the tables that represent the input that we're using in the travel demand model. So households by township, population by township, and employment by township. So the next steps in the process for us are, as we are here today, for the committee and then the county board to approve, disapprove, or modify the land use assumptions that we'll use in the travel demand model. And then for the study team, the next steps will be actually taking that model, running it, identifying deficiencies in the existing year and the year 2035, identifying for those deficiencies potential projects that would address them and correct the deficiencies, and then beginning to look at the cost estimates for those projects, which will eventually inform the impact fee calculations and the documentation that wraps up the study process. We expect to be at a point by August where we're going to be presenting to the Impact Fee Advisory Committee the draft comprehensive roadway improvement plan. Thank you very much.
Any questions? I'd like to add a couple of comments onto this. It's kind of interesting. We have to go through this process. It's interesting to see that, the public itself was not that engaged in coming in and asking questions and things of that nature, but the advisory committee is engaged. And I was quite impressed with the fact that we have an advisory committee that consists of various mayors, township officials. There are builders and developers on there. There are other people from the community that relate to business development. And this committee has been, interestingly enough, very engaged, and I've been impressed by that. So when I made some comments at the last meeting, they said, we really appreciate the opportunity to be part of it. So good job on the part of our consultants and on the part of our staff in putting together a process that appears to be working out very well. So thank you. Any other questions? I believe we have to, we need a motion on the resolution.
Williams moves.
Mr. Williams moves.
Young seconds.
Young seconds. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Petacola,
Patacola, aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Roth. Mr. Roth. Young,
A.K. Young, yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Tepe.
Tepe, yes. Okay. Permitting. Bert, welcome back.
In the interest of time, perhaps for the next two agenda items, which are reports from the permitting section and the traffic operations section, I guess I'll just mention that I can field any questions that might come up, but wasn't going to point out anything in particular unless there's questions.
Thank you. Any questions? All right. Jennifer, you have a long list.
Good morning. I did want to take a quick moment to inform you that both Callie McPherson from our design group and Jesse Costello from our construction group have obtained their PE licenses this winter and have been promoted to Civil Engineer 3. Passing this exam and obtaining a professional engineering license is a huge milestone in every engineer's career, and they are very valuable assets to our organization, and we're very proud of them. Don't have any construction photos today, so we can move along to resolutions if you like.
Go ahead.
In preparation for the proposed Randall at Hobbs intersection improvement and grade separation project, ComEd has existing transmission towers that conflict with the proposed grade separation. These facilities are located within an existing ComEd easement, so the relocation costs are the responsibility of Kane County. And since this project involves federal funds, IDOT is requiring that ComEd comply with the Buy America, Build America requirements when sourcing the steel required for the manufacture of the transmission towers. As such, staff recommends approval of the attached agreement in which ComEd commits to the Buy America, Build America requirement.
Can I have a motion and a second to discuss?
Caius move.
Guys moves.
Williams seconds.
William second. Discussion. Just so you know, these are for the primary power lines. They're going over the road right near the railroad intersection now.
That's right.
Okay. All right, roll call, please.
Petacola,
Patacola, aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Roth,
Roth, yes.
Young, Williams,
Yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Tepe.
Tepe, yes.
Passes.
Okay, next.
For this same project, ComEd is requesting a second advance deposit of $2.4 million to complete Phase 2 engineering and procurement of material with long lead times in order to maintain the expedited schedule of this project. The current estimated total ComEd transmission tower relocation cost is approximately $7 million. King County previously submitted deposits of $100,000 last summer and $1 million in January. So an additional $3.5 million is expected in the future. Staff recommends approval of the second deposit for engineering and materials with ComEd.
Need a motion, a second to discuss?
Caius move.
Williams seconds.
William second. Once again, this is all related to the power lines going over the road.
Just a quick question. Are they making them higher or putting them underground?
You're making them higher.
Okay. So we'll be able to see them from the county building here.
Yeah, probably from an airplane.
Roll call, please.
Petacola,
Patacola, aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Roth,
Roth, yes.
Young, Williams,
Yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Passes.
Next.
Utilizing our QBS process, KDOT has selected V3 companies to provide Phase 1 engineering for structure improvements to be made to 4 structures over the I-88 tollway. Staff recommends approval of an agreement with V3 for Phase 1 in an amount not to exceed $992,187.
Need a motion and a second. to
Caius
discuss?
move.
Caius moves.
Anything to get me across that road.
Sorry, what?
Said anything to get me across that road at 5 o'clock at night.
Caius moves.
Roth was second.
Second. Discussion, please. Roll call.
Petacola,
Patacola, aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Roth,
Roth, yes.
K Young, yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Pepe.
Pepe, yes.
In January, 8 bids were opened at KDOT for the Kirk Road PCC repair project, which includes concrete maintenance repair of Kirk Road. Staff recommends approval of a contract with A Lamp Concrete Contractors for $1,158,960 and change. Please note this bid does not meet the guidelines set forth in the responsible bidders ordinance, but is in compliance with the remaining sections of the Kane County purchasing ordinance.
Need a motion, please?
Roth will make the motion.
Please.
K Young will second it.
Young in seconds. Any discussion?
What question, Roth? What part of Kirk is this on?
It is between 64 and 38. I just pulled up the location map there. It's just patching between those
Is it
two.
patching concrete?
Patching
Okay,
concrete.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in my district and Juby's, so.
Hear that?
They just repaved it, so now they'll come back and rip that all up to put the concrete in, right?
I love it when they put those patches in.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts. Anyway.
It
roll
is
call,
what it
please.
is.
Patacola,
Patacola, aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Roth,
Roth, yes.
Young,
K Young, yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Pepe, yes.
passes.
Staff recommends approval of a contract with Builders Paving for the 2026 Dundee Township resurfacing project for $308,828.
Okay.
Caius move.
Guys moves.
Williams seconds.
William second. Discussion, please.
Just to
Mr.
comment,
Caius.
well, just to remind everybody that it's to assist the townships, and there's 2 or 3 of them here, but we're, as a unit, we're able to assist them better and make it more affordable for townships to do their paving. Things
On
like
a-
that.
on a
right?
regular basis, KDOT works in conjunction with the townships to help them with bidding out their projects.
Like
And-
that, yeah, engineering, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And the townships are responsible for the payment, but the cooperation it's commendable. The KDOT has the resources to more effectively bid this out, particularly since you're dealing with, 16 townships. So it's an interesting thing. So, okay, roll call, please.
Patacola,
Patacola, aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Roth,
Roth, yes.
Young,
K Young, yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Pepe, yes.
passes.
Next.
All right, Resolution G, staff recommends approval of a contract with Peter Baker and Son for $205,437 and change for the 2026 Hampshire Township resurfacing project.
Williams moves.
Williams moves.
Roth will second.
Roth seconds. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Patacola,
Patacola, aye.
Caius, yes.
Roth,
Roth, yes.
Young,
K Young, yes.
Williams,
Williams, yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Pepe, yes.
passes.
Staff recommends approval of a contract with Builders Paving for $202,778 for the 2026 Caneville Township resurfacing project.
Williams moves.
Williams moves.
Roth will second.
Roth second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Patacola,
Patacola, aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Roth,
Roth, yes.
Young,
K Young, yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Pepe, yes.
passes.
Right-of-way is required in order to complete the Fabian Parkway intersection improvements at Settlers Hill and Kingsland Drive as proposed in the engineering design. Staff recommends approval of this resolution, which authorizes the county to acquire the parcels as described, and in the event an agreement on compensation cannot be reached, authorizes the state's attorney to institute eminent domain proceedings.
Roth will make the
Roth
motion.
moves.
Caius, second.
5 seconds. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Patacola,
Patacola, aye.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Roth,
Roth, yes.
Young, Williams,
Yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Pepe, yes.
Passes.
Right-of-way acquisition is required in order to complete the Plank Road, Romkey Road to Briar Hill Road safety project as proposed in the engineering design. Staff recommends approval of this resolution, which authorizes the county to acquire the parcels, and in the event agreement on compensation cannot be reached, authorizes the state's attorney to institute eminent domain proceedings.
Throughout the motion.
Moves. Williams seconds. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Patacola, aye.
Caius,
Yes.
Roth,
Roth, yes.
Young, Williams,
Yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Pepe, yes. And last.
And lastly, right-of-way is required for Randall at Hops. Staff recommends approval, which authorizes the county to acquire the parcel as described, and in the event an agreement cannot be reached, authorizes the state's attorney to institute eminent domain.
Williams moves.
Williams moves.
Second.
I second. Any discussion? Does this fall under the quick take
It does.
process?
We have quick take authority on this project. That's correct. This resolution specifically is for,
This was not part of the quick take, if I recall correctly, parcel 9 for the part. No.
the
It's-
HOA.
Yeah, I don't, so it wasn't part of the original resolution that this board or Transportation Committee and the board approved for quick take authority. That's why we have a separate resolution today for your consideration.
Okay.
Wasn't anticipated at the time when we pursued quick take that we would need this authorization, so.
All right, thanks. Roll call, please.
Patacola,
Patacola, aye.
Caius,
Yes.
Roth,
Yes.
Young, Williams,
Yes.
Iqbal,
Iqbal, yes.
Chair.
Oh, Mr. Caius.
Are we done with all the items in number 11?
Yes.
Can I go back? We went so fast through project implementation. A question for Jennifer.
Of course.
I know there's a little section in there about the trees on Long Meadow Parkway.
Oh, yes.
Can you just give us a little, give us and maybe anybody that's listening at home?
Sure.
Use your microphone.
What are you
please.
referring to, Mr. Caius?
Hmm?
What are you referring to?
On page 206, there's a section in the project implementation plan about the contract with trees for, I believe, replacement along Long Meadow Parkway.
That's right. We had to mitigate for tree removal that had to occur for the construction of Long Meadow Parkway. We committed to a replacement of 6,600 trees. And in the meantime, we've been coordinating closely with the Forest Preserve District to identify where to put these 6,000 trees, what types of trees, and a planting program. We initially thought that we would do a grow contract, that we would grow these 6,000 trees because there aren't enough local nurseries to provide these trees for us. After a lot of coordination, we realized maybe it's not in the DOT's best interest to try to grow trees. So we've decided an alternate implementation in which every year and possibly twice a year, we will try to buy 500 or so trees from local nurseries and plant them in stages in different locations as identified by the Forest Preserve District. So this spring, we'll be letting that first tree planting project at the Bruner Forest Preserve.
And 500 a year for 7,000 trees,
So,
14 years.
we're hoping after this first successful tree purchase that we can possibly do two a year. And so moving forward, it is our goal and hope that we could do a spring contract and a fall contract. But we want to get this first one under our belt and see how it's going. Also, in the meantime, the Forest Preserve is leasing this land to different farmers. So they've only opened up a certain acreage for us to start. And as we become ready, they'll open up additional acreage for us to plant the trees.
Does this include any of the, if I may, this include any of the trees that are in the right of way along the way, or is this is extra?
Well, due to different constraints that we have in the right of way, it is more ideal for us to replace these trees elsewhere, and the Forest Preserve District has been working with us to provide that land. So it will be along the Meadow Parkway corridor but within the Forest Preserve property.
Thank you. Sorry, I moved.
Yeah, no, it's an exciting project, and Callie McPherson from our design group is very excited to take it on and very committed to making sure every last tree gets planted.
Good. We are too. I hope I last that long on the board, the next 12 years or something.
Fingers crossed it'll happen soon.
Right. I know that we started during COVID and we thought, oh, we'll just go get some trees. But during COVID, everybody was planting trees. So
Are we gonna have to start calling you Johnny Appleseed, guys?
Chrissy Appleseed. Yeah, there you go. Pine cone, maybe Chrissy
right.
pine cone.
Reports placed on file.
Mr. Chairman, Alan, question?
Alan?
Can I just ask, isn't part of our goal here to make the corridor a more beautiful, receptive place? Can we not plant trees along the roadway in a way that is still manageable by KDOT?
So during the initial construction of Long Meadow Parkway, we planted quite a few trees through the corridor in the right of way. We've kind of maxed out how many trees we can put in there. And so since we actually have to plant more than we cut down, we have a balance that way as well. So we were kind of out of space within the right of way. So that's why we're looking to plant the rest of the trees at the Bruner Forest Preserve.
Okay, thanks for the explanation. I may drive it and argue with you. We'll see.
There was
Always willing to talk.
my point is that and also there must be a replacement plan as well, because I noticed that as we go along, there's some poor savage spruces or something that haven't done really well.
Yeah, there's maintenance involved and things. Yeah.
That includes that. Yeah.
Yep.
Report placed on file.
Mr. Chair, this is Caius. I would ask for unanimous consent to place the reports on file.
Any objection?
No.
All right. Everybody excited that we don't have to go into executive session?
I'd second that.
Delighted.
Any new business?
No.
How about a motion for adjournment?
Proud to make the motion.
Okay.
I second.
There we go.